Imagine diving into a story that grabs your attention from the very first line, pulling you into a world of intrigue, suspense, and wonder. What if I told you that there are multiple ways that, if used right, could transform your story openings into something truly unforgettable as well? I've been writing and consuming fantasy stories for over 2 decades now, and there are many things that I wish I'd known much sooner. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 16 techniques that I've defined for myself to craft story beginnings that captivate readers right from the start. Now, how can you instantly make your readers desperate to know more? A great way to do this is by posing a compelling question. For example, who was this stranger with the piercing eyes, and what did he know about her secret? Questions engage the reader's mind, prompting them to seek answers. This engagement makes your story more interactive and is an effective way to ensure your audience is actively involved in the narrative. To make this work, the question should be deeply tied to your plot and your character's immediate situation. It needs to be significant enough to drive the story forward and keep your readers longing for more. When crafting your question, ensure it opens up multiple layers of mystery and potential subplots. This way, the initial question can branch out into more questions and revelations as the story progresses, maintaining intrigue throughout your narrative. Additionally, make sure to revisit this initial question periodically in your story to remind the reader of the ongoing mystery and its importance to the overall plot. Imagine striking your reader with a statement so powerful that it leaves them breathless. A great way to achieve this is by using a dramatic statement or declaration. For example, he knew that the curse he had just unleashed could never be undone. A dramatic statement creates high stakes from the very first line. It immediately informs the reader that something significant is at play, drawing them into the story with urgency and importance. Using this approach effectively means that the statement should be bold and impactful, capturing the essence of the story's central conflict. This sets a serious tone and compels readers to delve deeper into the narrative to see how the events unfold. To maximize its impact, ensure the statement hints at the broader themes and challenges that will be explored throughout the story. This way, it provides a tantalizing glimpse of what's to come. Now, crafting such statements involves highlighting pivotal moments or decisions that will shape the narrative. Considering how these moments reflect the protagonist's journey and the overarching stakes helps keep this statement relevant. Consider starting your journey with a narrator who can't quite be trusted. This technique can fundamentally change how your entire narrative is perceived by readers. For example, I swear I'm telling the truth, at least as much as I remember of it. An unreliable narrator adds a fascinating layer of depth to your narrative. It immediately sets up a sense of doubt and curiosity, encouraging readers to question everything they are told. To make this work, you need to subtly hint at the narrator's unreliability early on. This can be done through inconsistencies in their account, hints of bias, or peculiarities in their perception of events. By doing so, you keep readers engaged and actively analyzing the story. Incorporating an unreliable narrator effectively means allowing their personality and perspective to shine through. This approach enriches the narrative as readers try to discern the reality behind the narrator's potentially skewed viewpoint. You need to make sure, though, that the narrator's unreliability is integral to the plot. Their skewed perspective should influence key events and revelations in the story, because this way, readers are not only invested in the plot, but also in uncovering the true nature of the narrator's reliability. If you want to spring something on your readers from the very first sentence, consider invoking curiosity with a surprising fact or statistic. For example, in our village, no one ever lives past the age of 40. Tonight, I turn 39. Using a surprising fact or statistic as your opening line grabs attention by presenting something unexpected. It sparks immediate curiosity, compelling readers to continue reading to understand the context and significance of the statement. This approach can serve as a powerful hook, drawing readers into the world you've created and prompting them to seek explanations and connections within the plot. In order to immediately immerse your readers into the action and introduce conflict right from the start, try to begin with dialogue. For example, "You really think you can escape?" he sneered, blocking the only exit. Starting with dialogue can pull readers straight into the scene, giving them an immediate sense of the characters and the tension between them. This method makes readers eager to see how the conversation unfolds and what it reveals about the story. To make this particular technique work, choose a line of dialogue that hints at conflict or tension between characters. The dialogue should be loaded with tension or emotion, and it should raise questions in the reader's mind about the circumstances and the stakes involved. Incorporating dialogue effectively means using it to reveal key aspects of the characters and the situation. Through their words, you can convey their emotions, motivations, and relationships, adding depth to the overall narrative. This approach not only captures attention, but also sets up the dynamics that will play out in the story. As you craft your dialogue, ensure it is sharp and purposeful. Each line should contribute to building the scene and advancing the plot, keeping the readers invested in the character's journey. Now, if you found anything useful in the video so far, please consider giving it a like to help me grow the channel. Thank you. What if you could keep your readers guessing in a satisfying way from the very start of your story? Setting up a mystery or a puzzle is a powerful technique to achieve this. For example, he pulled back the bloodstained sheets, his heart pounding as he discovered the cryptic message carved into his skin. Opening with a mystery can hook readers into the story early on, making them crave the answers to the puzzle as much as your characters. This technique keeps readers invested as they anticipate the resolution and the secrets that will be revealed. To make this technique effective, the puzzle needs to be properly integrated into the main plot and must motivate the characters to take action. When crafting your mystery, think about how it can open up various layers of complexity and potential subplots. This approach allows the initial puzzle to branch out into more questions and discoveries, maintaining a high level of suspense throughout the entire story. Incorporating a mystery or puzzle into your story requires effectively pacing the revelation of clues and information. Give readers just enough to keep them interested, but hold back key details to sustain anticipation. This balance ensures that the mystery remains compelling without frustrating the readers. Throwing your readers right into the middle of the action while simultaneously revealing the character's inner thoughts can capture their attention immediately. For example, as arrows and fireballs whisked past his head, Jareth couldn't help but wonder how he had ended up in this mess. A blend like this places the reader straight into the middle of the action while providing insight into the character's thoughts and emotions. This technique creates a dynamic and immersive experience, making readers feel the immediacy of the moment and the character's internal struggle. Now, to use this approach effectively, ensure that the inner monologue reflects the character's immediate concerns and ties directly into the action. This connection helps to create a seamless narrative flow, allowing readers to understand the stakes and the character's motivations without pulling them out of the story. When crafting your inner monologue, consider how it can reveal key aspects of the character's personality, background, and objectives. This insight helps readers form a stronger connection with the character. Additionally, it can foreshadow future conflicts and plot developments, keeping readers invested. You can transform your story's opening by experimenting with a significant shift in time to intrigue the reader. For example, 2 weeks ago, she had been an ordinary merchant. Now, she was on her way to become a trained assassin. Using time shifts in your opening can immediately draw readers in by creating a sense of urgency and mystery. It piques their curiosity as they wonder how the character's situation changed so dramatically. To make this work, ensure your time shifts are clear and relevant. Use obvious markers or contextual clues to guide readers through the changes in time, helping them understand the sequence of events without confusion. Utilize time shifts to reveal essential backstory or to foreshadow critical future events. This technique allows for a non-linear narrative that gradually unfolds the story in a way that maintains suspense. You have to balance the use of time shifts with the main narrative though, to ensure each shift has a purpose and advances the story. Avoid overwhelming readers with too many rapid changes. Instead, space them out strategically to keep the pacing smooth and engaging. You can also capture your reader's interest right from the start with a setting that is both unique and evocative. For example, floating cities were a marvel to behold, but they were also a constant reminder of how far humanity had come and how much they had lost. Using an unusual setting or situation as your opening can immediately engage readers by presenting a world that is intriguing and full of potential. It stimulates the imagination and makes them eager to explore this new environment. When crafting your setting, provide vivid descriptions that paint a clear picture in the reader's mind. Don't forget to use sensory details to bring the scene to life and to make it feel real and immersive. Incorporating an unusual setting also involves considering how it impacts the characters and plot. Think about the challenges and opportunities it presents and how these can push the story forward. Use the setting to create tension and reveal key aspects of the upcoming narrative. What if you could start your story with a line that makes readers pause and ponder its meaning? For example, power is a curious thing. It corrupts, it saves, and sometimes it does both at once. Using a philosophical or thought-provoking statement as your opening can deepen the level on which your readers enter the story. It sets the tone for a narrative that explores complex themes and ideas, inviting readers to reflect on the underlying message. Craft your statement to be both concise and impactful. It should provoke thought and curiosity without being overly abstract or confusing. The goal is to intrigue readers and make them eager to see how the story will unfold around this central idea. Consider starting your story with an everyday activity that suddenly takes an unexpected turn. For example, washing dishes was the last thing on her mind, especially with the dragon perched on the kitchen counter. Opening with a mundane task that has a fantastical or surprising twist immediately draws readers in by combining the familiar with the extraordinary. This contrast creates intrigue and sets the stage for a story that is both relatable and imaginative. Make sure to choose a mundane task that readers can easily relate to. Then, introduce a twist that is surprising yet relevant to your story's world and plot. This approach creates a seamless blend of reality and fantasy. You should make sure to provide detailed descriptions that highlight the contrast between the ordinary task and the extraordinary twist. This helps to create a vivid image in the reader's mind, making the scene more impactful. Starting your story with a ticking clock can instantly create a sense of urgency and suspense. For example, 10 minutes. That was all the time she had left to seal the ancient portal before the dark forces emerged. Using a countdown or urgent deadline in your opening can immediately engage readers by introducing high stakes and tension. It makes readers eager to see if the protagonist can beat the clock. Provide vivid descriptions that convey the pressure and tension of the countdown. This helps to immerse readers in the moment, making them feel the protagonist's anxiety and determination. Imagine beginning your story with a sense of lurking danger that keeps readers on edge. For example, the old well in the center of town had been sealed for centuries, but now strange noises echoed from its depths. Starting with an unseen threat or hidden danger can immediately create an atmosphere of suspense and foreboding. It hooks readers by hinting at a looming menace that will play a significant role in the story. Make sure to use descriptive language to convey this sense of danger without revealing too much too soon. This keeps readers guessing about the nature of the threat. Also ensure that while the hidden danger is relevant to the plot, it only gradually is revealed throughout the story. If you properly balance the tension of the unseen threat with moments of calm and normalcy to heighten the contrast and impact, it can make the eventual revelation of the danger even more dramatic. When crafting your story's beginning, consider weaving in an allusion or reference to a well-known event or myth for increased resonance. For example, they said the last time the moon turned red, a great hero was born. Tonight, the sky bled once more. By referencing a well-known myth or event, you tap into pre-existing narratives and cultural knowledge, giving your story an added layer of meaning. Choose allusions that resonate with your target audience, creating an immediate connection through shared knowledge or curiosity. This technique can also add a sense of gravitas or timelessness to your story overall. When using this method, be mindful not to over-explain the reference. Trust your readers to understand or research the allusion, adding to their engagement with the story. Using an irony or paradox in your opening can create an intriguing hook that challenges your readers' expectations. For example, she was a healer by trade, yet everywhere she went, she left destruction in her wake. An ironic or paradoxical statement can immediately captivate readers by presenting them with a situation that defies logic or expectation, prompting them to read on to understand the contradiction. Balancing clarity with complexity is key. To effectively use this technique, ensure the irony or paradox highlights a core conflict or theme that will be explored throughout the story. Craft your opening in a way that subtly reveals the deeper layers of irony and paradox, allowing readers to gradually uncover the underlying truth as the narrative progresses. Have you ever considered starting your story by diving deep into a character's obsession or passion? This approach can reveal important motivations right from the first line. For example, breeding and training dragons consumed every waking moment, a dangerous obsession that often put his life at risk. Opening with a character's obsession immediately immerses readers into their world, showcasing what drives them and hinting at the lengths they might go to achieve their goals. It provides a personal and compelling hook that can draw readers in emotionally. Develop the character's obsession by illustrating its impact on their life and relationships. Show how it shapes their actions, affects their interactions with others, and creates conflict or tension within the story. Be wary though to balance the focus on the obsession with other story elements to avoid overwhelming the reader. Use it as a driving force for the character's actions, but weave it seamlessly into the broader storyline. This ensures that the obsession enhances the narrative without overshadowing it. Now, with all these techniques in mind, it still only covers that very first line of your novel. Check out this video here to find 8 common mistakes that could still ruin your novel on the very first page.